Now, I've always had opinions, but I've never actually known where those opinions lie, so this is going to be the only political video I make on the channel, and it's just going to be this, okay? English? Do we have English? We have English, good. If economic globalization it should enable, it should probably serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. So, do I pick the people, or do I pick the greedy people at the top of rich groups of people? Okay, let's just immediately get that out of the gate. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. I'm not one for supporting things that are actively known to be wrong. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Where's the, like, I don't really give a shit option? Because there's no, like, sort of, option here. But I don't really care. I'm gonna say disagree. But, like, because I get having a bit of national pride is probably important for keeping morale up. Our race has many superior qualities. Now, there's two ways I can interpret this. And I feel like when it says "our," does it mean the human race? Or does it mean, like, a specific race? Like, you know, white people, black people, Asians, whatever the fuck, you know. I don't know, but I'm going to disagree because that sounds racist. I don't know if it means the human race. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Ha, no, I could have multiple enemies that disagree with each other as well. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. They've said sometimes, which leads me to believe that this isn't always. I'm going to say just like little agree, just little. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. To be honest, fucking sure, why not? Next page. There's multiple pages. Oh damn, there is. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I mean, the thing is, right, your average working class in America is probably different from your average working class in, like, Indonesia or something, isn't it? Because they've got better labour laws in America. So, I'm gonna, like, light disagree, just entirely because of different nationalities having different class systems, if that makes sense. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Can't you control both? I don't fucking know. I'm not an economist. Fucking that one. Okay, great. Because corporations cannot be trusted voluntarily, they require regulation. I think like almost everything should be regulated. Like, you know, to some extent. It's like, they can't be trusted. Well, yeah, no shit. They're a product of capitalism. Their job is to make money. They're gonna make money. That everything else is secondary. So, sure. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need is fundamental. That is some communism. Get that shit out of here. The freer the market, the freer the freer the market, the freer the people. I have a problem with free markets, and the problem with free markets is that if someone gets rich enough, they can buy everything, and then no one else has anything. So, like, no thank you. It's a sad reflection on our society that something our basis as drinking water is now bottled, branded. Okay, branded water is fucking stupid. It's the same shit. It's all dihydrogen monoxide. It's the same shit. Okay? Why do you care what the fucking label says? It's stupid. I'm going to agree with that. It's a bit sad. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought or sold. No. Reasoning, right? Land is like the limited space that we have that we can live on, okay? So, we can't just have anyone building anything everywhere. We need to have some sort of system. It's regrettable that many personal fortunes made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Yeah, that is kind of bad. Protectionism is... Right. What the fuck is this? Why am I... It must not put in... Government policies that restrict international trade to help domestic industries. Okay, that could work, but we live in a world where globalism is a thing now, so probably not the best idea. Again, it says sometimes, so I'm going to interpret sometimes as, like, fringe cases. And this is why I'm recording this, so you can see my full logic, because I've only got 4 options. There isn't, like, a meter that I can, like, spectrum it on, which is a bit of a shame. The only social responsibility of a company should be to do... No. First of all, you need to pay your workers, because, and hear me out on this one, do you think half of the corporations on Earth would not jump at the chance for slavery if they had the opportunity to not have to pay their workers? Half of them would immediately take that offer because they are that greedy. The rich are fuck off, no. Okay, with the ability to pay, you should have access to higher standards of medical care. Ha! No! Everyone needs medical care. Why the fuck do you have to pay for it? Governments should penalise businesses that mislead the public. Yes, because lying to people is bad. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Fucking sure. Next page. Page 36. Abortion. When the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Fuck off, no, it's their choice, and I don't give a shit. Mind your damn business. All authority should be questioned. To some extent, yes. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. No. Okay, taxpayers should not be expected to profit many theatres or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Disagree. History is history. Pay attention to it. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. If people don't have to go to school, who the fuck is going to? Nerds. And no one's going to listen to them because they aren't educated enough to know things. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own Ha, that's, no. And hear me out on this one, right? Because if you believe this, and you're, like, British, for example, I know this is, like, American, you can tell from, there's something American here somewhere. Yeah, this. Right, but, like, imagine being in England and suddenly all of, like, the Indian takeaways disappear. It would be awful. Have to spank their children. Okay. You should punish your children for doing stupid shit. You shouldn't let them get away with things. Maybe don't physically beat them, but like I'm gonna say no to that one. I don't think you should beat your kids. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from the parents. Yes, because they have their privacy, they have their things that they might not want to tell their parents, and that's completely fine, because that's their right as individuals. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offence. I don't do drugs. YouTubers, you should not do drugs. However, none of a damn business if you own drugs or not. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I mean, sure, that doesn't sound awful. I mean, I'd quite like to find a job someday, which means I don't die. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Oh, right. I have a problem with this statement, because the idea that it's proposing is that if these people do not reproduce, we'll get rid of those, but they're caused by genetic mutation, which is random, so it could happen from healthy people as well. You could be homozygous for it, which means you have it. If for example, I understand genetics a little, if it's a recessive allele that causes the disability, you can be heterozygous, meaning you can have one healthy, which is dominant, which means you don't have it, but then one unhealthy. So restricting it would just kind of sort of punish those people, and not people that could be heterozygous for it and still have children with those disabilities. Also agreeing with this is agreeing with Hitler, so instant disagree. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I feel like they should also learn to be their own person. If you only listen to the people above you, you aren't really listening to you, and thus aren't really you. There are no savage and civilized peoples, there are only different cultures. Agree. And I'll say this now, this is an important thing to think on just in general, but especially with like anthropology and such. We are all roughly the same level of intelligence, it is just the level of technology we've had access to across history that has shaped how successful we've been. That's all it fucking is. That's it. There is no like superior group, there's none of that. It was literally just the person that got the technology first did better because they had technology. That was it. We were all equally intelligent. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect... Okay. If you can work and you choose not to, there are a couple of reasons. You could be at home raising children. You could simply not be able to find a job that you like, or one that you're actually qualified to do, and you don't want to demean yourself slightly. I am gonna say a little disagree. Because if you live in a household that's like fortunate enough where you could both work, but only one of you needs to, sure, go for it, as long as, if the person's abusing you, get a fucking job, get some financial, like, you know, stability, because you probably need it in case they suddenly decide that you aren't as important as you think you are or something. When you are troubled, it's best not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. No, work through that shit first. Get rid of it so you don't have to deal with it ever again. First-generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. Well, not with that attitude, they can't. Okay, what's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. Ha! No! Because if we look across history, shut up. WhatsApp is messaging me about, my friends are asking me about their mental health. I don't have time. I'm taking it. Okay. I'm being told off for shouting, I probably ought to. Okay. I'm going to turn this off, so I'm going to just do this quickly. No. Institution, however independent content should receive public funding. But I don't know. So I'm just gonna say sure, because someone more qualified than me can figure that out. Excessively curbed in the name of counter-terrorism. That sounds an awful lot like something Alex Jones would say, so no thank you. I mean, what, you can't drink more ounces of liquid on planes than you think? The significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the delay progress in a democratic political system. It also removes progress because no one's questioning the system to find out if there's a better way. No thank you. This makes surveillance easier. Only wrongdoers need to be worried. How do you classify wrongdoers? Because that's going to vary between situation to situation. Disagree. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I feel like you should only go to the death penalty if you've tried to rehabilitate someone, you've let them go, and then they've immediately gone and done the exact same thing. And this isn't like drugs, this isn't like drunk driving, this is like murder or like raping kids or something. This is like serious. So it's a little agree, because it's going to have to be very, very situational. Don't just start executing people. We don't want the Starship Troopers of this man was arrested for murder, execution tonight at 6. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Not a big fan of feudalism, not gonna lie. Abstract art doesn't represent anything. That doesn't represent anything, shouldn't be considered art at all. Art is subjective, so if they consider it art, it's art to them. It might not be art to me, but that's not my business. Punishment should be more important than rehabilitate. No. To try and rehabilitate some criminals. Okay! We finish this first. Probably, but you can still try. I mean, I'll say yes, but you can still try. Business person, manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Disagree. Reason, morale. Everyone's sad, no one works. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Their first duty is to decide for themselves. Almost all precipitation promise economic growth, but you should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb global warming. We can grow the economy, we just need to do it right. Use of the establishment is a more important aspect of maturity. That sounds an awful lot like not questioning anything, sure. Next page, astrology accurate, no. You cannot be moral without being no. Charity is better than social security, maybe. Some people are naturally unlucky, no. Important that my child's school instant, no. Next page. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral, no. Do whatever you want, I don't care. I don't care about your morals. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child abortion. Not be excluded. I agree with that. You should be able to adopt kids if you're capable of looking after them. Depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. I mean, if it's depicting consenting adults and it's only legal for adults, sounds good to me, to be honest. I think you should be able to enjoy that if you want to. Okay, what goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Damn right. No one can feel naturally nope. These days openness about sex has gone too far. Okay, I get that it's trying to go for the leftist people loving who they love, but I do think the amount of down battery on the internet does need to be stopped just a little. Because any slightly attractive woman can post a picture of herself on the internet, and there will be, if she's popular enough, there will be a guy in the comments asking to be stepped on or something, and it's like, dude, DM them that, no one wants to see it in public. I am still going to disagree though. Let's see where I stand. Where am I? Economic scale, I'm closer to the right, but I'm closer that way. What? There's still late law. This causes attain to such conclusion. The further country says no. A shining model of it. Okay, so socially, I'm closer to China. Oh no. And then, economically, I'm closer to Uruguay. Huh. I'm there, apparently. My free political sculptor certificate. Wow. Okay. Well. Okay, I'm Malcolm Evans. No, they're Malcolm Evans. Okay. Well, I'll put the quiz in the description. I highly recommend taking it. Sorry I got shouted at, but I was doing this probably way later than I should have been. And if you agree or disagree with me, tell me in the comments. Bye.